Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being American, and YouTube Ronin. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Live from Sparkwood in 21. Twin Peaks, Season 1, Episode 2, Traces to Nowhere. Want to say hello, first off, to everyone currently joining us on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. Want to say hello to a few people who've joined us here in the live chat. Friend of the channel, Andrea Black. Host of Films with Friends, the creator of the 10-word review, Big Al Presents. Channel member JPRPH1, as well as Enigma Severus. Live from Sparkwood in 21 is a program that chronicles the 1990s cult classic Twin Peaks. Its 25 years later sequel series, The Return, and the films of David Lynch. Joining me on this odyssey are my fellow panelists, who I refer to as the Superfans. Last call, Troy Pacelli.
Good evening, everybody.
Natters Network, his better half.
Good evening.
She's my cherry pie.
And, of course, Flappy Apologist, H. Boomer.
Caw! I'm sorry, I had something in my throat. Yeah, how you doing? I'm sorry. I don't know, man. I think Flappy's spirit lives within me. I don't know where that came from. I'm just saying.
Okay, everybody keep an eye on him, please. All right. Well, tonight we are watching the first episode after the pilot, entitled "Traces to Nowhere."
I have noticed that there is a discrepancy in how different outlets list this, whether it's the first episode or the second episode. Mm-hmm. Some people do consider the pilot to be the first episode, others don't. So I don't know what to say about that.
You know what? I'm sorry. I think I'm with the this is the first episode, because like I said, for many of us, this is what we were introduced with. The pilot.
That's fair. And especially if you came to it with the VHS release.
Yeah, that's what I came to it. Yeah.
So you're absolutely right about that. And I keep stressing this throughout our run of this, that this mostly does predate the idea that a TV series would be something that you could get on physical media. The idea of something being obtainable on VHS was just beginning, and like through Columbia House, I think it was, you could get Star Trek The Next Generation, and you would get 2 episodes a month or something.
I remember those tapes. I had a friend
very
yes.
Costly, kind of pointless, and I'm so glad that DVD has taken their place, because that would have taken up a whole bookshelf, just for that series. But there wasn't much hope that you were going to see Twin Peaks unless you recorded it yourself off of television. It wasn't something that was going to be rerunning like the movies. You'd go see a movie, it would 6 months to a year be either available to rent at your local video store, or it would be running on loop on cable. That was not the case with these TV series. So this is a long drawn out way of saying that if you missed it the first time through, like I did, you had a hope that they were going to rerun it. And then when they reran it, that they would play all the episodes, because the networks were known for let's just say, not having a high priority for their reruns. They were filler.
Uh-huh.
Lucky with Twin Peaks because I was able to catch it the second run before they started season 2. So, but that wasn't true for everything. Anyway, I'm sorry. Did I derail us? Were we going to go into another topic or something?
No, I mean, like I said, I think this was actually rather unique because I'll say even when the X-Files came out on VHS, you got 2 episodes per tape, and you didn't get the whole season. You got like selections from the producer, and they were good episodes, but you missed out on others because until DVD came along, we weren't getting every episode. So I think that this was unique for Twin Peaks in that it was a little pricey of a set, but you got the whole thing in one shebang. You didn't have to do a monthly thing. It just all came out. So yeah.
I had a serious problem with Deep Space Nine for Star Trek. I think to this day, even though I now have them all on DVD, I don't think I've watched all of Deep Space Nine because I lived in the Chicagoland area where the affiliate that was carrying it in syndication was WGN. And that meant always constantly being interrupted by the baseball. And join us for a special time Saturday night at midnight or something. And it'd be like, it'd be a friggin' special time would be if it was on at its normal time. That would be the special time.
That happened to me with Xena, Warrior Princess. They screwed up the schedule for that too, and I was like, okay, I give up.
I get you.
That used to happen a lot with the UPN and CW shows in my region because they would have the situation where they would lose affiliates. So you would oftentimes lose, 8 episodes out of a season before they finally decided to come back, and sometimes even entire seasons, and it would be hard to follow a program like that.
That is an interesting dynamic that I don't think even people our age that grew up through it fully understand, the idea of local affiliates that carried national networks and how they could come and go, especially with those newer networks like UPN and CW back in the day. But no, you're absolutely right. So there was it wasn't like cable where everybody could get that cable channel. But even then, your local cable might not carry a certain cable channel that you wanted to watch. I remember when Sci-Fi started, back when they showed sci-fi shows. It was not coming to Chicago, and there were shows playing that we wanted to watch, and we couldn't. So anyway. Should we kick this thing off?
Absolutely. Yeah. I do first want to say hello to YouTube Police, aka
the YouTube Police are here. Yeah. Do you
Queen Lady Mist?
Wait, can you bring up YouTube again? YouTube Police.
Mm-hmm.
That icon that he's using, that badge, unless I am mistaken, someone correct me. I do believe that is the same Hollywood police badge that is used in, I'm sure, a lot of things, but specifically as the sheriff's badge in Twin Peaks.
Oh.
Not with the same, detailing work. It had like Twin Peaks like a label thing where his has the white and stuff like that. But yeah. So
interesting.
Anyway, just a side note. Yeah. Unless I'm mistaken, and it is tiny, so it is possible that might actually be a real badge for all I know.
Oh.
Right on. Okay. All right, so everybody, please join us over on.
Okay, I was mistaken. It is based on his actual badge, so it probably is a real police badge. Fair enough.
All right, so if everybody could please join us over on Cosme if you are not already there. The link should be at the top of all of our chats. So.
I should note that I did drop it into everybody's chat. You just needed to pin it. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Might have to scroll up. Okay.
Cool.
Right on. Okay.
You do know that YouTube police's belt loop.
I forget that, actually, yes. But I do believe I remember hearing that, yes.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not talking a lot because my throat hurts.
Oh, that's fine.
Quite all right. All right. Twin Peaks Traces to Nowhere is tonight's episode. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
And I will say that going forward, I think I am going to just start referring to them by the title names rather than numbers. However, I don't think that the names were given to them by the producers of the show. I think those were network assigned names. Somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong.
I think they were like titled when they were written.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, I want to remind everyone to make sure they do all the clicky things.
Yes.
Do the likes, do a share,
Subscribe.
Oh yeah, I gotta do that. Put the subscriber thing on.
But yeah, I have a full on head cold. Netter sounds like she's losing her voice. I heard that Michael French came back from Egypt with a respiratory infection.
Oof.
That was apparently going around his whole tour group, and he says he doesn't think it was something that they picked up in Egypt because Graham Hancock had it, but he came in from UK. Michael went US to Germany, so they all came from different places.
And in my area, there's a flu bug going around that's been pretty nasty. And however, I am not ill with that. I'm getting nausea because of another condition that I already had beforehand.
Quit watching the news. That's your problem.
Well, I kind of cover the news. I don't have a choice.
Yeah, well, okay, good point. Yeah.
You slept better than I did.
Fish.
Expected to start singing.
Yeah.
So this is Kyle MacLachlan auditioning for the role of Bruce Wayne.
Funny.
I'm curious how he would have been.
Wouldn't he? Doesn't he look like he would have made a good Bruce Wayne?
He does look like Bruce Wayne. You're right. Though he voiced Superman in the one animated movie, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good point.
I'm thinking I should try that sometime, but then I'm expecting a horrible accident to happen.
And this is where you start to see the link between Cooper and Mulder because they both believe in like conspiracy theory and psychic phenomena and whatnot.
Now, he was hanging upside down from a pole in his room.
Mm-hmm.
Did he
install it, or was that already
because he had boots? It's like, did he see the pole and go, Diane, send me boots?
Unfortunately, I don't get any lines for this role, so I'll just nod and smile.
Uh-oh, she's giving him the look.
So one of the benefits of these rewatches is I'm catching things that I didn't catch before. And part of that is
Precious
seeing
clues.
episodes out of order. As I was looking for the encoding on this episode, I was looking at the next episode, realizing I had the wrong one and came back to this one, only to realize they did an actually really good job of keeping continuity. You will notice the outfit that Audrey is wearing. She will be wearing that same outfit next week.
And I knew she wasn't really a teenager there.
Yeah, I did want to comment on that because this episode, I think more than the previous episode, establishes her as, and I don't know if there's a term for this, a term of art, but I am going to refer to her as the innocent femme fatale, right? The young schoolgirl, but she's definitely the would be femme fatale eventually. Um, in other words, in the vernacular, friggin' hot, right? I normally would be a little, with a character that's high school age, but I want everyone to keep in mind that this character was exactly the age I was when I was watching this show, class of
Yeah.
'89.
Same. Yeah. Well, I was 91, but yeah.
And as Netter points out, she, as the actress, all of the actresses in this were older than that. So absolutely age appropriate here.
He's eating.
Hey, dude, don't stuff the whole thing in your mouth at once.
Is that a crawler?
Yes, it is. I love this little bit here.
He's trying to shoot me.
And he can't say anything. Yeah.
Well, if he hadn't tried to shove the whole thing in his mouth.
Ugh.
Good morning. Not that he would have had an opportunity to say anything anyway.
No.
You know? I love the fact that you see the emotional. He's just a good actor. He really is.
Yeah.
Something attractive about being dangerous, but also especially the innocence. It's like she wants to be dangerous, but she's not really. In a lot of ways, Audrey, who you think is the bad girl, is really a lot more innocent than Laura was. I do want to note that it's very easy to overlook that line. She had severe head trauma, and you see it in if you pay attention in Fire Walk with Me.
Yes.
She's struck in the head by Leland Bob, falls out of the train car, and then hits her head again on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Here we go, our favorite. You know,
This is
She's doing it.
I feel like he's stupid. I mean,
Yeah.
let's accept that. But he's extra stupid because he's such a bad criminal. Giving these to his wife to do is dumb as F, you know? He should have either done that laundry himself or taken it and burned it.
Mm-hmm.
If I was married to a guy that was that abusive, I'd be poisoning his food.
that might have been an alternative future for this couple, right? The rat poison in the meatloaf.
I can think of a lot of alternate futures for this, and also involving Bobby stepping up a bit.
And they live near
Yeah.
woods, so it'd be really easy to hide the body.
He's a little distraught because he was barked at by two other teenage boys.
Yeah, maybe. Pay attention and draw a comparison between his interaction with them and Bobby's. Well, except Donna.
So it is written, so it shall be done.
Right. A couple days ago, she found out that her father was Bob.
Well, they don't know that.
We're covering
We're
that
getting to
now.
that. Yeah.
Now that we know that, yeah.
So we're trying to go with the information we know what we see now.
Exactly. And keep in mind that he did know it. So all I'm basically saying is he's not lying.
Okay. Take care, Belt Loot.
Enigma says, let me scroll back up. Yeah, kids today have no ability to understand as soon as you miss the premiere of a new episode, you were SOL for a good while. TV Guide better tell us when the reruns would happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had to buy the TV Guide at the grocery store. When we got digital guide on the actual TV, that was revolutionary. That's right, because that digital guide could change on a daily basis.
Yep.
And of course, as we remember from the Lost Boys, if you have a TV guide, you don't need a TV.
Yeah.
Or you could be trying to watch this new show called Dark Shadows reboot, and it gets interrupted because of the Iraq War coverage.
Yeah, that was unfortunate timing.
I enjoyed the newer show, but oh well. Now, question here.
Mm-hmm.
Is this his memory of what happened, or is that what actually
Yes.
happened? Okay. Because she seems
I don't-
almost too angelic there,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do think it might be flavored by his feelings, but I think the facts of what happened are probably spot on. again, when it comes to the reliability of each character as a witness, yes, you have to accept their biases, but I do feel that someone like James, what's funny is he's upset looking for his shirt, not realizing it's literally in the drawer right next to him.
Yeah.
No, realizing that James is actually quite honest. He tried to not answer one or two of Cooper's questions, but ultimately every answer he did give was truthful and respectful.
Mm-hmm.
He had no lawyer sitting there, and he was yes sir and no sir.
And hello to the bird woman of YouTube, Connie Clary.
I'm trying to figure out where he came up with light bulbs of all things. And also all of these details, they keep them straight. The $10,000, where it is, what was supposed to happen to it on what day. Back again.
This is Streets of Fire universe, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Another American product that was popular in Japan, Streets of Fire.
Yeah. Well, it does seem like Japan recognizes quality pop culture.
Yes.
And respects it in ways that, unfortunately, too many people here don't bother to.
As we go on, we're going to learn there's a lot of things that Donna Hayward does not remember.
Yeah.
Memory retention is not a strong suit.
I think she's the type that has selective memory. Another recurring theme with Donna is this guilt, kind of like a survivor's guilt over her feelings for James. If you know the words that are added to this song, "Are we falling in love?" Very, very good use of music here. And now, when you know more about her mother's story, you know, she has true empathy for her in this regard.
Yes.
But since she doesn't need to know where she's gone, These are not the details you were looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay tuned. Did they ever show James's mother?
I don't recall.
No,
Let me take a
me,
look.
me either.
For
Hey,
the Heavenly All Stars,
it's not wrong.
right? So there was a scene filmed with his mother, played by an actress named Linda Carlson, but it was cut due to time constraint, and the scene was never released in any form.
Okay.
And just for context, his father's name was Billy, so that was Ed's uh, Ed's brother.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, what do you think of that?
She's so excited about those drapes.
Well, she can only see half of those drapes. No, she can see all of the drapes. She just can't tell how far away they are. As she gets closer to them, she thinks they're growing. Just like Ed has. No, sorry.
Uh,
Oh boy. Now, boy, we're not going to make this a habit. Proceeds to make it a habit.
Just because I don't feel that it's necessary to be oblique, and we really should cover these kinds of extraneous points. I was talking about Eileen uh, Hayward having empathy for the situation that her daughter was in, with the guilt and so forth. Um, Eileen was married to Will in the 1960s, and at some point in the early 70s had an affair with Benjamin Horne, possibly resulting in Donna being his daughter.
Hmm.
You see, they're very
Yeah.
self-aware.
Yeah.
Yes, those NPCs definitely are.
So you see, he's there, filleting the fish.
oh,
By the way, I know I mentioned this the first time around, but the actress playing Eileen Hayward is Mary Jo Deschanel. Yeah, she is the mother of Emily and Zooey.
Ah, coffee's nice.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a fish in the percolator.
Well, and again, it's got to be related to the ones that he was filleting. But the question comes: was it his fault directly, or was it Josie's fault? Since she said, "I'll make the coffee."
Well, why would you
Or
put the?
did Catherine put one in there just to be?
I don't think it was intentional.
I have to admit, forget about who killed Laura Palmer. The fish in the percolator is the greatest
I agree.
mystery of all.
That's pretty black.
Did anybody ever ask David Lynch who put the fish in the percolator? And then he started talking about how he once had a fruit salad in Atlantic City or something. It's just
The speculation online is, in fact, that it was Josie, that she didn't want to be answering these questions. So she had hoped they'd become sick and cut this short. I think that's a stretch, but she was the one who suggested they have coffee.
Yes.
Another suggestion is that Catherine did it just because she hates her
Josie.
husband.
Oh, yes.
And Josie, yeah.
Yes.
There's the answer. It was Andrew. I like that they both still swallowed it.
Well, yeah.
He gets a little ill.
Okay. $5,000.
Yeah, shenanigans like putting a fish head in the percolator. I'm going to assume it wasn't a whole fish, that it was just a fish head.
Shenanigans. Hey. We didn't get to that part. Sorry.
Do you think that Dale Cooper is going to go out for Long John Silver's for lunch? I'm just saying.
Not now.
Actually, no, it would be Arthur Treacher's. If this is Lynch, it'd be Arthur Treacher's. It's a joke. I'm just because
I am good with that. I loved Arthur Treacher's. Also racially insensitive.
Okay.
Now that's how you wear a sheet.
Yup. At least when you give a sheet.
Lady, I'm afraid to check the broom closets in this town.
Yeah.
Oh, there are other bodies we don't even know about.
I'm sure.
She is sheet out of luck.
Yeah.
Both is good.
Daughter's dead. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
Gosh.
wow. Well, you could always go back to flying starships, because that worked out so well the first time.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Nate. Yeah, I've been there.
Okay.
Jeez.
They run its parents.
Yep.
Supposed to be, yeah.
Perfume counter.
Oh, a clue.
The sweetest smelling job she ever had.
Yeah. The town is like Flannel Central. Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
It's the U.S. Northwest. It's logging town. Literally lumberjacks.
When you're a jet all the way.
That
Sorry.
actually would have been funny if he'd have switched to,
Just switched it. Yeah.
yeah, West Side Story. Happened to mention. He could probably arrange it too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Okay,
That
looks
really
like-
strikes her, because that is part of the problem in her dynamic
I
with.
think that looks a little obscene.
Yeah, but I like it.
Meanwhile,
I like that leather jacket.
I do too.
it's royal straightness.
Mm-hmm.
Whoopsh.
Good shot.
Where the hell am I?
It's funny.
Don't want me answering that. Margaret Lanterman, good evening.
Yep. I also love this piece of music. I'm not sure if that's a glockenspiel or just some sort of a muted xylophone.
What what Nate wrote.
My apologies,
Jiggy
but I
with
showed
it.
you what I put in the prompt, and that was what it gave me. You're a married couple, getting jiggy with it. Yeah.
Look, the fact that no one got hit over the head with that thing is amazing to me.
Right.
Mm. Ruining a
Football
perfectly good
season is
pigskin.
over.
Right.
This house screams, "I don't care."
Yeah. Considering he's like Mr. You know, Mr. Clean, it's got to be exactly perfect. It's very clear that he has a methodology, which means he's probably come from a history of this kind of abuse, because it's entirely unnecessary for him to cover up the noise considering how far out they are. You know, no one's going to hear anything.
Scotch? No.
Yeah.
Roast.
The appetizer will be chili with crushed Oreos. It is a gourmet dish. Come on. As if you don't know.
She's a real character, that's for sure. It's good to be seen.
Yeah, that should just be the next line.
This Dead Poets Society prequel is weird. Oh, crap.
That
Yeah,
farting
you
bastard.
should, yeah. Fargan Mastich, yeah.
Too bad we can only kill him once. Is that right?
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah. Now, I'm
Hey,
not
Griminy.
100. Huh?
Go ahead.
I'm not clear if the mystery man she's referring to is James or Bob.
And of course, to reveal that he dug up
The
the
locket.
heart. Yeah.
Right. And basically, we saw that. We saw the hand. We saw, in the glove. I still insist that despite the fact that Sarah screams, I don't think it's because she's reacting to some psychic knowledge or anything like that. That the locket was being taken. I don't think she's even aware of the locket. I think that she was recollecting Bob, and in her sedated sleep, she forgot about it yet again, only to remember it yet again when she was with Donna.
Uh-huh.
At least that's my theory. I could be wrong. It is possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
You're right.
Oh.
But yeah. What was that? Yeah. When I wasn't watching the chat as it was going by. Flappy was arrested one night on the set. He was between residents and he stayed on the set overnight and got cold and tried to burn the log lady's lung for warmth. He was caught by security. Probably a good thing too.
He's a handful, that bird.
They didn't get along, him and the log lady. This is not a thing. No. I told you he once went up to her and said that would make a very nice birdhouse, bird feeder. He said, "Yeah, it's not that go well."
Yes.
I mean, he's not wrong. I think it would.
When I met Catherine Colson, she actually showed up to the event with a it was essentially a twig that she carried around because she said she didn't get to keep the log and she really didn't want to have to carry around a log when she was traveling, so which I thought was fair.
Well, sure got heavy after a while.
Right? Exactly. But yeah.
Cool.
All right. So what else are we drawing from this episode? Any thoughts on what I said about Jacoby? Do you think she was telling him who Bob was? I don't think that's likely.
She said man. Right?
Mystery Man, yeah.
So
Mystery
if you're saying mystery man, you're not referring to one of her high school boyfriends, okay? That's not who it is. I don't buy it.
I don't know. I mean, I really only see two possibilities here. It's either James or Bob. So I don't really. I mean, am I right? Do you guys, get the same impression I do on that?
I mean, I don't know. It couldn't be Leo, could it? I guess not, because we.
No, I don't see Leo as being subtle enough to be any kind of a mystery man for any purposes here. Yes, I do find it interesting that Cooper's whole thing was the thumbs up, and now he's in another show where the whole thumbs up sign is a big part of the lore.
I still need to see season 2.
It's good. I mean, I look, anything that gets me gaming has got to be enough to kind of I mean, with as much as I've been playing Fallout, it's
And he's not using AI to help him.
yes. Did you see that article that I sent you? Or the one that I mentioned?
Yes.
I touched on it at the end of the thing tonight. I'm like, people, Sony, what was it? Sony gets a patent or something on an AI to play your video games for you. It's like, why are you even bothering with the game then?
Because I just want to beat the game without having to do the work. Is that wrong?
Someone I commented on an X chat about it. I think Grooms was the one that shared it. The person said, "Well, you have," and he got, I guess, a little bit more specific about which game. He says, "You have the game plant your crops for you and the farm simulator or whatever while you sleep and go to work." I said, nowadays it's more like just sleep because the AI is going to do your work for you too. Am I wrong? I mean, really. That does bring up another aspect of Twin Peaks. There are a number of similarities you could draw between Twin Peaks and Fallout, and I don't mean like you can with X-Files. You'll get into that in a couple of weeks, but I mean more speaking to the same cultural zeitgeist. This sense of nostalgia, and I don't mean the nostalgia like the member berries that we always talk about in relationship to our beloved franchises. I just mean the true sense of nostalgia, the soft fuzzies that you get for a bygone era, maybe a bygone era that never existed. Twin Peaks, we've talked about how there is an element of 50s, 60s kind of sensibilities to it, even though it's clearly taking place in a modern setting. And actually, the same is true of Fallout. In fact, it's even more pronounced because it's like a 50s and 60s kind of motif set in a future setting. You know, like you're supposed to believe that in 2077, you still had women wearing the same kind of hairstyles and skirts, and they drove similarly styled cars, albeit running on fusion power and things like that. It's a very, very interesting concept, this retrofuturism. That's not what Twin Peaks is. It's not retrofuturism. I'm just saying it's speaking to the same sense of nostalgia that a retrofuturistic story would be. I think that speaks to something. I'm not prepared to call it an archetype, but I do see it as addressing the same kind of recipe for getting into your psyche and your feels.
We saw Bob again.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. And there is a behind the scenes story to that whole thing. There was a scene that comes from where Frank De Silva was kneeling down in a shot that he wasn't supposed to be in. He was actually acting as a stagehand, and he wasn't cast as a character at all. And he showed up. I can't remember if it was in a mirror or if he, was seen, in that shot behind the bed or whatever. And he was trying to hide, and it was caught in the, post. And Lynch and Frost were like, "We can work with that. We can work with that." Especially because they already knew who the murderer was. They were the only two that did. Well, they filled in Jennifer Lynch so that she would know as she was writing the diary. But she didn't say anything until after the reveal in the TV series. But they wanted her to, as she was writing, kind of have it in mind so that she knew what she was drawing from. So they said to him, hey, you just want to be the Bob personality character? Yeah, sure, okay.
Why not?
Right. Nate said, I thought she was talking about Benjamin Horn. So I do remember my first time through having Benjamin Horn listed as a potential suspect. This again was before we knew all the details that we knew about the relationship between these characters. But why do you think she would have mentioned Benjamin Horn to Jacoby and referred to him as a mystery man? We do see in her diary that he was the one that gave her a horse. Basically, he gave her a lot of gifts, which of course...
He gave her Troy.
Yes. Which, of course, really upset his real daughter, who he didn't pay nearly as much attention to.
Got her mad.
Well, and I think it's kind of fair. It does also make the storyline coming up later at One-Eyed Jack's even more uncomfortable. If that's even possible, you know. But the daddy issues thing could have been taken to a much more graphic degree, and I'm glad they did not.
Yeah, that was probably for the best.
Well, especially in early 90s, you know. Nowadays, they'd probably be all over that, you know. It's like, yeah, let's see how far we can push it.
Especially on HBO.
Well, you're not wrong there, yeah. That's a great point. Well, Showtime, which is where the limited series was aired. But yes,
there you go.
Absolutely right. But yeah, I'd love to your insight on that, Nate. We go from shall we play a game to now let me play the game for you. Yeah. Well, I had even said at this point, why don't you just have the AI buy the game too? And I just as soon as I said that, I was like, you know, that's not entirely implausible. I mean, let's face it, they're using AIs to bolster, in quotes, interaction on social media. So absolutely, why not? But yeah.
Were we introduced to anyone new this episode?
I mean, other than incidental characters, I don't think so.
Like the crying couple in the hospital waiting room?
Like the what?
The crying couple in the hospital waiting room. Because she never smelled so good.
Ronette's parents, yeah.
Oh, Ronette's parents, that's true.
We see her father briefly in the pilot.
Yeah, being sent home.
Escorted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I see. You knew that they existed, right? Having seen them, I don't think has added anything to it. I think she wears. She was referring to Benjamin Horn and as the mystery man because of her work at the One-Eyed Jack's and the fact that she goes to school with his daughter. Well, let's focus more on the One-Eyed Jack's thing. I do believe she knew all of, well, Laura also worked the perfume counter, which is what got her selected to go to One-Eyed Jacks. She knew that connection. Kind of got her all wrapped up in this world. But I'm wondering if that was really even bothering to weigh on her mind at this point when she would have been telling Jacoby about that. She was way more. Think about her mindset that we see through Fire Walk with Me. I think she's way more focused on Bob and who he is and ultimately discovering who he really is. I think Benjamin Horne's role in all of this is a distant memory for her. He was the introduction to this world of prostitution and drugs and, you know, all this kind of stuff. He was probably, you could see her as the first sugar daddy type, right? But she kind of left him behind. She was kind of beyond him at that point. At least, again, that's my take on it.
We also learned the Norwegians left and didn't take the offer.
Well, this was Ben realizing that it was his daughter's fault. It was very confusing why they were leaving until he heard that. I personally see this as, even though, so there's two conversations of parents and children. Well, there's a number of conversations. I guess we could probably look at each one of those. Ben has a kind of come to Jesus moment with his daughter in a very almost abusive, but at least very heavy-handed way, because her immature acting out cost his business a great potential sale, which, from the perspective of a family man, hey, this is our livelihood. This is where you get your money from too. Remember, right? So it's a valid point he's trying to teach her. Then on the other hand, you have Garland talking to Bobby, being incredibly understanding, incredibly open to a dialogue, but making it also very clear that he's got limitations. You know, there is a concept, especially in Christian parenting, the idea of never striking a child in anger. If you feel that corporate punishment is appropriate, it is always as a last resort, and it's never to harm. It's to, you know, hey, you know, kind of thing.
Correct.
Single swat kind of a thing, which is exactly what you see displayed by Garland. It's almost like he has no desire to strike his son, but this is the height of outrage. And yeah,
well, you notice that he was saying grace at the beginning of the scene too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. It really does come. And we saw him reading the Bible. Mm-hmm. Was it in Fire Walk with Me?
Might have been, yeah.
Or was it in last week's episode? I tend to forget my timelines. But I'm almost positive it was Fire Walk with Me.
Yeah, I think it was.
And it's very clear that he was not. He probably was a little bit angry, but that's not why he was striking his son. He was, this, you need to really pay attention. And it does come down to something that Charlotte Stewart, the actress who played Betty Briggs, had said a number of times, that they, in playing the roles of his parents, really did play them as parents that really did care about their son, were very concerned about him, and had a great hope for his future. You see that constantly. So this is the first time you see him trying to correct his son, who's really potentially going down a very, very bad path. And I would argue that despite the fact that both fathers are diametrically opposed in their methods, arguably they were both fairly successful. You see that throughout the series, and especially when you see where Bobby ends up by the return. The seeds were laid and it worked. And I think that even sooner than that, within the span of the first two seasons, you see the seeds of what she cost this family. She's probably not accepting it at that moment, but she probably does start thinking it through, because then we start to see her. First, she starts as the doe-eyed schoolgirl trying to impress the special agent that she's fallen for, with trying to help out with the mystery and everything. And when that really doesn't work out very well for her, she learns another very valuable lesson, but it doesn't deter her from realizing that she does need to do something more responsible, that her future depends on it. And she does start to care more about the business, the family business. And I think this conversation that she had with Benjamin is at least the start of that. Mm-hmm. Like I said, the sowing of the seed, so to speak. She does not have to respect her father or care about him to realize there's wisdom in what he just said, at least for her purposes, because she does not respect him. She knows, maybe doesn't know, but she basically knows his relationship with Laura. She resents him for it. She resents any attempt for him to talk about being the leader of the family or our family or what. Yeah, you care about your family, right? But at the same time, she's like, from a purely mercenary point of view, yeah, maybe I hurt myself as much as anyone else by driving away the Norwegians. Didn't really think that through, and it didn't even give her the satisfaction she wanted. She wanted to hurt her father, and it did. It pissed him off, but she didn't really get any satisfaction out of it.
Especially when he said that you were lost to me a long time ago.
Yeah. I think that's the other thing too, where I think that Garland is trying to build bridges with his son. Benjamin is putting up walls and pushing away. Which, again, I think we see him very much repenting of, very much after it's too late, in the man that we see in season 3. At this point, his daughter has been blown up in a coma and now presumably in some sort of mental health facility. But I mean, and I guess if we're going to look at parenting examples, we then look at the Haywards with Donna. And again, I did mention that Eileen had a bit of a sordid past, such that it allows her to be empathetic to what Donna is going through. She doesn't say it, but as viewers, we know it, from the things that we do know. And you get the impression that Doc Hayward is just a purely genuine kind of guy. He may not have the kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, religious background and quite the same kind of moral, whatever that Garland has. He's just a good guy trying to do the best he can, which is every bit as admirable from the perspective of a father. And later on, when you realize that he himself knows that it's entirely possible that Donna isn't his flesh and blood daughter, he doesn't know it, but He knows it's a possibility, and that doesn't seem to matter to him. It never enters into the way he treats her. You know, again, this is something that we know from things that happen towards the end of the series. We don't know it at this point in the story, but the whole idea is we're going back and rewatching, knowing what we know now.
Yeah.
Depends on what you're talking about there, Nate. I'm not necessarily saying it was something in the Bible. I'm saying it's something in the modern Christian community in terms of parenting. The idea of never striking a child in anger. Because I think that there's a certain realism in modern, assuming people are practicing their faith in a genuine way. You have a tendency to take your scriptures and interpret them in terms of the reality that you see around you. You know, you are shaped by the world you live in, and the things we know about psychology and the impact of abuse and so forth should really temper, the scriptures that you read that could easily be misinterpreted and used to justify something I don't think they were ever meant to justify. You know, the spare the rod, spoil the child was never an excuse for abuse. It was meant to be that taking a hands-off approach to your children is going to lead to their demise. If you love your children, you will discipline them. Doesn't mean you got to beat them, you know. And in fact, you know, again, applying the modern psychological aspect to it, yeah, should absolutely be corporal punishment. Should, if used, should only ever be an absolute last resort. And let's face it, when you look at Bobby at his age, he's making decisions that are incredibly self-destructive. Compared to, you know, slapping a cigarette out of his mouth is, you know, very justifiable when you consider, you know, run-ins with the law that can lead to worse things, drug use,
blowing a guy's brains out. Yes.
Well, his father doesn't know about, but he knows
That's
that
right.
those things lay in the future if he
Right.
doesn't, you know, correct them. But yes, absolutely.
Oh, I didn't want to be the party pooper, but we are 5 minutes to 10.
We are. So we do have to
Oh,
start wrapping things up. All right. So we're going to go one time around the horn here. Boomer, what do you have coming up?
Just I'll be on a Friday with Troy here for last call. We got a fun evening planned, and join me for Geeky Geezers on Sunday. Yeah, it'll be fun. War Warner Paramount intrigue.
Ah,
Yes.
okay. Netter.
On Thursday, well, after this, I'm going to be on Troy's channel for Sherlock Holmes: The Musgrave Ritual. So I'll be co-hosting there. And then on Thursday, my special guest would be Raquel SSG. No, I forgot. A Saturday Me or Big Al? Do you remember, Troy?
I think
this week is you, and it's Finnegan Beginning.
Right. Finnegan Begin Again. It's with Robert Preston and Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh, Rob.
It's actually kind of a fun movie. And in fact, the beginning of the movie, Robert Preston is playing detective.
Ah.
So I thought that was rather interesting. You know, one of those things like how Sherlock Holmes picks up details and says, "You've done this, you've been here, you've da 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 da," and can tell him a bunch of stuff. The movie starts off that way. It's kind of cool.
Cool.
So I think you guys will like that. And of course, I'm then going to be on Sunday, Geeky Geezers, as the one and only Geezette. And I'm pretty much guesting everywhere else.
All right. Troy.
I think they basically covered it all, other than, of course, if you are on a regular 9 to 5 type of schedule and you are free at lunchtime, noon Central, 1 Eastern. Every weekday is a liquid lunch. Tomorrow is WTF Wednesday. And I might have a few things that I'm WTFing uh,
Mhm.
tomorrow. But that's all I got. And yeah, I'm going to say it. If you're the praying type, let's pray for Netter and her. She has a very very sensitive. I don't know what you call it, larynx or whatever. She
Right.
loses her voice whenever anything's going on with her respiratory system
Right.
very very easily. So you can definitely hear it in her voice right now. So there you go.
All right. As for myself, very quickly. All right. Today is my 4th anniversary on YouTube.
Happy anniversary! Happy anniversary! Happy anniversary! Happy anniversary!
Okay, and I thank you. And I wasn't originally going to do anything, but I think I'm going to go on after Sherlock Holmes and maybe
Oh,
say hello and do a little thing for a
Cool.
few minutes and just, yeah.
Cool.
And let's
get that
see.
set up and we'll forward to you.
All right, we'll do. Let's see. Thursday at 4:30, I am going to be joining Outlaw Bill for Action Theater. We are going to be beginning Film Noir Month
Oh.
with the classic The Maltese Falcon.
Oh, I love that
It's
movie.
a good movie.
Right. And let's see, of course, later on that night will be my program Coming Attractions at 11 p.m., right after Thursday Things. You get to find out what I'm going to be doing in the next week, up to and including my appearance on a special Friday night edition of Films with Friends.
Yep.
And this week's movie is going to be Murder by Death from 1976 with Peter Falk.
Cool.
And of course, stay tuned. Um, there'll be other programs. Hopefully, get a couple of reviews in, and we'll see where things go from there.
Sounds great.
Yeah. All right. Any last words before we wrap it up?
Y'all are Osmo.
Mhm.
And a real quick thank you to Mr. House Party 6 for his $10 super chat. That's a very, very kind of you. One each.
Uh,
I know. All right. So, as I always say at the end of every broadcast, from HQ, the corner of Sparkwood and 21, and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond. Good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy because this is how we win.